Hello, welcome to the weekly wind-up with myself, Emma Kirke. How many times have you thought to yourself, I wish this was made differently, or I wish I could find something that fits me properly? Plenty of times, I should imagine. But how many times have you then devised a scheme or a system which not only solves that problem, but helps other people to solve the same problem? Well, today's guest has done exactly that. Steph Hoole was so fed up with the poor quality and ill-fitting gym wear, she's decided to design her own range for sale to everybody. Welcome to the show, Steph.
Hi.
Tell me, how on earth did you get to a point where you thought, I am going to make my own range of gym clothing?
It basically came from me being in the gym much more than I had been before. So typically, for as long as I can remember, I've run and loved running. And then about 4 years ago, I had to stop running due to a medical condition. And then I had to spend more time in the gym doing strength training. And obviously you're in the gym around people all the time, so you want to look a little bit better than when you're out on the road and getting muddy or in the rain or whatever else. And I just realised that everything I was buying, there was something that I wasn't quite happy with. Either the fabric didn't retain its stretch and I was constantly pulling them up, or the leg lengths they're either too long or too short, or there was just something that was wrong with everything that I was buying. I was having to compromise quite a lot. So I then sat and thought, oh, you know what, I'll just create my own range, as you do. And then I kind of played with the idea for a couple of years and kept putting it down and picking it back up and not doing very much with it to kind of get it to the place it needed to be. And then 2 years ago, I needed an emergency blood transfusion, so I was rushed to hospital, nearly died. Kind of gave me a bit of a, what have you been waiting for, just get it done. Then the last 2 years have been researching, getting the prototypes in the place I want them to be, and then now I've launched on Kickstarter.
So that was the catalyst, that event in your life was the catalyst for you to do this.
Yeah.
So how have you gone from having that concept to being ready to launch a brand?
I just basically worked with manufacturers and used people as much as possible to get information and guidance and support where I can, because I've spent the last 11 years in financial services, so I haven't gone to uni and done a design degree, or I don't know how to pattern cut, any of that stuff, so I have to rely on other people to do it. It's just been kind of using other people's knowledge wherever I can, and then working with the manufacturer, finding the right fabrics and sourcing the right elastics and all that kind of stuff, and then getting it to a place where I can actually get it on someone and test it and see how it works. So it's been a bit of a process.
Have you been testing all of the gear out yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many squats did you have to do in the gym?
It's one of those things you have to do as well, because one of the biggest things for me was I was so tired of buying leggings that were transparent.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating, and I find it quite annoying that people can even sell them.
Yeah.
And some of them are not cheap.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things for me was make them squat proof. So if you're buying something, you can go to the gym and everybody's not going to see what underwear you put on that morning.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. So that was one of the biggest things for me.
And one of the things I love is the name that you've come up with. How did the Grit and Grace? It just says so much to me about what you're doing. You're graceful, but you're in the gym and it's hard work. How did you come up with that name?
It took me a while to come up with something, but everything I've been through made me realise, as human beings, we're so strong that something can come and knock you off your feet, but your body, your brain, everything just kicks into gear and just keeps you going. So that's where the kind of grit side of it came from. But also, for me, I've always run around at 100 miles an hour, and it's been a bit of I've had to change my lifestyle a little bit and slow down a little bit. And it's that, I think, being kinder to yourself then makes you kinder to other people as well, because you're a lot more understanding that, because I've got this autoimmune condition, it can flare up at any point, and then I have to take a step back and just rest and not push myself as hard as I did before. So that's where the kind of Grit and Grace came from. I love the name as well.
But you're still working full time, aren't you? So, I mean, you just said that you tried to not do things and push yourself, and yet you're working a full-time job and trying to launch a company. How is that managed?
I've just been, the design side of it is easy because you can sit and watch TV while sketching anything.
Okay.
That's easy enough, and updating social media, all those kind of things they're quick, easy things to do.
Yeah.
The dealing with suppliers and manufacturers is a bit that's a bit more difficult, and I've just had to take time off, use my annual leave to work around, you know, all those things that I need to do. So that's probably why it's taken me a little bit longer than normal to get it to launch. But yeah, I've had to be a little bit mindful of work, my health, and trying to set something up. So yeah, it's not been easy, but it's not unachievable.
So what's next for your company then? Whereabouts are you?
So I've launched on Kickstarter to raise funds for the kind of first real run of production, and up until this point I've kind of self-funded all the testing of development and testing of prototypes, buying sampling quantities of fabrics, all that kind of stuff. But to get to that next stage, you have to buy things like fabrics in 70-metre rolls and all that kind of stuff, so it costs quite a lot of money. So I've launched this Kickstarter campaign, which I think finishes in 19-20 days, and then depending on whether that's successful or not, it depends whether I have to go back to the drawing board and look at financing and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a wait and see what happens at the moment. So to try to plug away on social media and get, you know, some attention for the range. So yeah.
So if everything goes to plan, when will you be launching your products?
If all goes to plan, production will happen the first week of October. So
oh wow, so soon.
Yeah, so very, very soon. And then I think the products are getting shipped out between then and December. So yeah, then it's all becomes very real.
So tell me who your target audience is. What kind of women are going to be buying these?
Because I'm making them so I'm making customised pieces that are obviously made to order, and then my brand is all about sustainability. So I'm not stacking a warehouse full of products. I'm making a small volume of core range and then making the customised pieces to order. So with that comes a price tag with it. You know, normal retailers mass produce, and that's how they can get the economies of scale, and it's not achievable with the way I'm doing it. So in reality, it will be people that have disposable income. It will be, you know, those women that have, you know, settled into their careers and are probably 27 plus, you know, and probably, you know, I'm 40 next year, so I'm guessing up to about 45. You know, active women that care about how they look, possibly want something that other people don't have, and also are keen on sustainability as well. So there's a bit of everything in there, to be honest. So
the gym and leisure wear industry though is booming at the minute, isn't it?
It
There's lots and lots of little businesses popping up, but I think people are wanting something a little bit more unique.
Yeah. Well, this is where the customised bit comes in for me, because I've started off quite simple in allowing people to choose the colours, the colourways. So say for the sports bra you can choose the colour of the body, or the colour of the straps, or the colour of the underband. And then the leggings, there's 3 different components you can choose the colours for. So there's lots of different colour combinations that you can choose from. And then if everything's successful, then obviously I'll start adding in more combinations and different trims and all those kind of things. So there's a broader range of things you can choose. But I'm not going to go on high into all those. Yeah.
So where will people be able to buy these items?
It's online. I do want to do pop-up events as well. So I won't be launching in a store anytime soon. But yeah, it'll be online and pop-ups.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm sure they'll put all the details on the screen. It's been fantastic talking to you. I really hope it's successful. Good luck with the Kickstarter campaign. If you wish to discuss this or any other topic you see on KLTV, our contact details are on the screen. I'm Emma Kirke. Goodbye for now.